First off, I want to give UMass-Lowell a lot of credit. I was really, I thought they were really scrappy in the first half. They had a good game plan. They really packed it in, and I think when you couple that with a team that was just a little bit anxious and nervous, every year it ceases to amaze me. No matter who I played for, coached for, whatever, the first game, you just battle jitters, and guys, they want to do well, and we tried to specifically, we ran a set the first play of the game, and we got Alex a layup, and because I just wanted to try to get the air out of the balloon, because until you score a little bit, they're going to be tight. And then, we go 1 for 13 from 3 and 7 for 16 from the free throw line in the first half. And I really actually thought most of those looks were open and good. And I credited our guys. We got down 9. Everybody's groaning a little bit in the crowd. You feel it. The guys feel that stuff. They know what the situation is. And we talked about trying to get the lead at halftime. We didn't get the lead, but we were able to cut it to 2, which I thought was really important, because I really didn't think we could have shot any worse than we shot in the first half. And we regrouped. We talked about just continuing to play. They were really selling out on our driving lanes. Anytime Trey, B-Mac were driving, they wanted to they were going to live with the threes. And I think that's one of the best things we do is shoot the ball. So I just told those guys, man, we got to take our shots. That's what they're giving us. And then also not forget about Alex. And I thought Alex was tremendous. Obviously 21 and 12, big night. And that's what he should do. It was an undersized team. And he did. Sometimes it's not, you can say to do that, but they're swarming guys all around him, and for him to do that was really encouraging. And then certainly for Aaron to, in his first college game, to give us 20 points. You guys can see what his shooting does for our offense, the way it spaces, and there's going to be a lot more of those in his career. I'm happy he's with us. And actually, I thought Sanjay, and Sanjay gets maligned at times because of what he may or may not be able to do offensively. But for him to get 12 rebounds, he guarded their best shooter, Harris. 3 assists, no turnovers. Certainly we'd love for him to find a way to get 6 or 8 points. But I thought he played a really solid game. I thought Taphorn made a couple threes there in the second half that were big. I thought Scotty, he gives us 7 points. I thought he had some shots. His looks, normally he shoots the ball a little better, but I thought his dunks and some of his stuff. And I thought a real key stretch really was at the end of the first half. I thought we got out and ran a little bit. We got in transition. We got fouled. We got some layups, and it kind of got us going. So, listen, at the end of the day, we're 1-0. We have a long way to go. I think you guys look around the country. There's going to be scores that shock you. There's going to be close games that you don't think are going to be close. There's going to be upsets. That's what happens the first night, the first week. I'm not going to apologize for it. We played a scrappy team. They played really well in the first half. They put a lot of game pressure on us, and our guys responded with a really good second half. We're not a finished product. We're going to keep working, and hopefully we'll be better on Wednesday night against Fairfield. Any questions?
Aaron Falzone playing as much of a perimeter focused game as he did tonight going forward, or do you see him being more inside by the hoop?
No. I think he's as good at 3-point shoot. I'd match him up against anybody in the country. Really, he's that good of a shooter. And he's still not as good a shooter as me, but he's as good as anybody. So, the thing I liked about it is, though, what he showed was when people chase him off the 3-point line, he showed that he's got other things. So he's got the 3, but like you saw his post move. If people are going to switch and put smaller guys on him and pick and rolls and things of that nature, he had a great spin move. I thought he made a great pass to Ola there late for a basket. He's got more. Sometimes when a player does something exceptionally well, you sometimes lose sight of the other things that he does. And I think he's just a really good basketball player who happens to have a skill of shooting the basketball that's as good as anybody you're going to find.
Coach, in the first half, you struggled a little bit getting the ball down low to Alex Ola. Yep. UMass-Lowell came over and doubled him a little bit. What changed in the second half?
I thought we warmed down a little bit. I thought they got a little tired. I thought some of the quickness in their rotations, as the game wore down, I thought a little bit of our size and athleticism kind of wore them down. They were a little bit slower reacting. Then we made some shots, too. I mean, you're going to be able to smother the post if we're not making any shots. So they were okay knowing that we were struggling to shoot. We weren't making free throws. Then we started making shots, and the whole, now they got to get out there a little bit more, and then it opens it up for stuff around the basket. So, I mean, our game plan, no question, coming into the game was we had to get to Alex as much as possible. And they did a good job defensively, but as the game wore on, I thought we did a better job of getting it down there to them. Yes?
Coach, Aaron only had 5 points in the first half, and then, we had 15 in the second half. Did you guys make any adjustments, or what did you tell them at halftime to get it going?
I told the guys we got to keep taking our shots. I thought we were getting great looks. I watched the film. They were really, like you guys had talked about, they were doubling, tripling Alex inside. Anytime Demps drove, they were sending guys. They didn't want him to get to the basket. They were making us beat us with shots. So I really told the guys, outside shooting is one of the best things this team does. It really is. And we're going to have halves. We're going to have stretches maybe where we don't shoot it well. But you know what? We can't get away from that because that's a strength of ours. So when we have our shots, we have to take them. And that's all we basically told the guys is we got to shoot them when they're open. And then we found a couple plays in the second half that got Aaron and Taphorn. There were a couple things we found that they weren't guarding well that were getting those guys open shots, and we just were going back to it. And they were getting open.
Demps both played 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that, you think that can continue going forward?
Well, I'd like to get them a little rest. I would. But the way that game was going, when we got down, I just wrote it out with them. So I can't tell you. They're going to play a lot. I'd like to get them a little more rest. I'd like to get they're going to play over 30 minutes. That's just the reality. We're better when they're on the floor. I'd like 36 to maybe eventually become 32, ish. But tonight was a game. Look, we had to find a way to win the game, and I just wrote it out with those guys, and hopefully there'll be nights. I thought the last couple minutes was important. I'd like to be able to get Jordan in there a little bit, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, because he can help us. Just tonight was a night, the way that game started, I just stayed with those guards, and I told those guys after the game. Same thing with Joey. I thought Alex really had it going, so we had to win the game. And we have the kind of team. It might be one night Joey's really playing well, and Alex plays, and it's 20-20 in minutes. Tonight, Alex was playing really well. I thought he wasn't tired, and you got to win the games. So as much as you're trying to develop, depth and all those kind of things, you got to find a way to win. And tonight, I just felt like we needed those guys on the floor.
Just a quick follow-up on what you said about Jordan Nash. When he's in with Demps, is he the 2? Is he not ready to play the 1 yet?
Yeah, Trey's more going to be our secondary point. Right now. And if they're both out, then Jordan's kind of the third guy. So it's not that he's not ready. I just feel Trey right now has a little bit better command of the offense. So it puts Jordan. But the thing is, then Jordan will guard the point guard. So it's just, the way you see, though, with our offense, there's a lot of dribble handoffs. There's a lot of, different guys have the ball. So it's, obviously Bryant's going to have it a lot. But, I don't really see it like 1-2. I just think they're 2 guards out there.
Regards to minutes again, Aaron did everything he did tonight in only 22 minutes. Do you like him in that role, or could he be a guy that could wind up getting?
No, he was in foul trouble. That was he got his 4th foul, and so I was managing his foul trouble the whole night. So he had it rolling. I would have played him more, but he got his 4th foul, and so we were managing. And that's an adjustment too. I think you guys are seeing with the rule changes, any kind of body checking out on the floor, they're calling everything, and we've been told that. Our guys have been told that, and that's on the players. There's a big movement nationally to clean up freedom of movement and physical play, especially out on the perimeter, hand check-in and holding. And I thought we didn't do a very good job. I thought we got a number of hand-checking fouls, a number of grabs, and we got to look at those, and we got to be better. We got to be better, and part of that hurt Aaron. I thought Aaron, he had it rolling. I would have played him more, but he was in foul trouble a lot of the night.
How did Ola's experience help the team in the first half when they were maybe feeling some nerves?
Yeah, I think his voice is big for our team. There's no question. Alex has a good personality. He gets us going. He's one of our most vocal guys, and he's a senior now. The guys look to him, and he's got the big stature. I think he's had a really good look out there. And guys, it's not easy to guard the kid he was guarding. He's 7 foot, 280 pounds. They're playing a 6'2" guard at center, and that's not easy. Trust me, and that's some of the things you see early in the season when you play some of these undersized teams. The kid Thomas, number 10, is 6'2", and he plays center. And Alex, the whole game, is chasing him around, trying to keep him in front without fouling, and then we're asking him to also give us 21 and 12. So I thought Alex played a terrific basketball game tonight on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I know you've been practicing without Vic,
Yeah.
and still was a little bit strange not being able to
Yeah.
call his number. And was he there on the bench today?
Yeah, he was there on the bench. He'll have surgery this week, so he'll probably miss a little time as he's just at home getting ready, whatever that takes for him to get back. And his voice is big, though. He's been great in the practices. He's very much engaged. He's really good, and I heard him the whole game talking on the sideline. His energy was there, and I just hate it for him because he worked his tail off this summer. Certainly it hurts our team. I mean, who are we kidding? He's a really good player. He gives us a dimension of a little bit of everything. You know, he can handle, he can pass, he can shoot, he can post. It's a loss, but you know what? It is what it is now. We got to move forward. We got to figure out how we can be good without him. But, you know, what I've talked to Vic about now is, like, what's done is done. We're going to get this thing fixed. He's got to have a great year of maturity, of physical growth, of rehabbing that shoulder, and we'll still have 3 years for him. So I think we have to use what happened with his injury as a positive for the long term of the program. So, and I just want to give a shout out. I thought the student section was great tonight. Everybody, they came out, they supported us. I heard them the whole game, and that makes a big difference. So big shout out to the students. Thanks for being there.